Oh my goodness, and Tim Omlu goes over a tenth of a second fast.
Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Formula Trout here for round 3 at Classic Suzuka International Circuit. With the VRC Formula Alpha 2025 cars, I'm here with Alex Cochrane. You?
Hello.
I'm here for, yep.
Very happy to be here.
Sound very excited. But yeah, round 3 here at Suzuka. Last round, Bahrain, we had a nice fight to the finish. Some nice dive bombs. Sandra Grun sending it on Cody Lawrence. It's going to be a little harder here at Suzuka with how many fast-flowing corners there is. So it's definitely going to be on driver's skill here. A very technical circuit. Nico Bossert and Lenny Perpenter. He is back. They're both back for Younger GP. Their regular lineup is here at Suzuka as practice. Just around 10 more minutes to go. Daniel Fuka, Cody Lawrence, both here for Red Gold Racing. And I think we have around 19 people here. Thomas Barry here for CRG. Lenny Perpenter here. Jade Neal back in the Dakar. And I think Hans has finally officially reverted to Nova. They now have their Nova skin. But after that, we'll just go watch practice for a bit. You don't want that. You want this. You want the racing. We're just watching Daniel Botafogo here in the Red Bull racing car. Setting a lap. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I haven't had much of an opportunity to set up and see even faster, but to be fair, he knows going fast. Good Lawrence, good boss with Lenny Perpenter, Thomas Barry. They're the top guys in this series currently. Yep, there you go. Lenny's, I think, the fastest lap of the practice session, warm-up session. Big time, whatever you want to call it. Goes back to pits. We're watching Agnes. Alex, do you know any more information than I do about this weekend and this afternoon?
Not really, to be honest. I was going to be racing this weekend. However, Jaden returned last minute, so I'm not racing today. I know, obviously, at the top, well, maybe not obviously, but Lenny come back after missing the last round right on top. Very, very close between the top few. I think the top tires on the S track are just 2 tenths or so between the top 4. I should check actually. Between the top 3, that is Cody, Nico, and Lenny, all within 3 tenths, and then a bit of a gap. 6 tenths to Jaden Neal. Felipe Olsen up there as well, which is always good to see. A few new drivers kind of filling the timesheets. Their code name, let's say, their username on the S-Tracker is Dark Blue Ninja 188. And I do know who that is, but I can't remember. They're racing today, and they're definitely not called Dark Blue Ninja 188 on track across. But yeah, look for someone setting up fast times on the timesheets, and that'll be them.
Alright, sounds good. I see Steve Stevenson's here. Steve Stevenson, I haven't seen him in a
Stevenson.
while. Racing in the
Here
Nova
is
car.
a solo driver today. Yeah.
Racing for Nova Racing, number 302.
He's only done 9 laps of practice and is a little bit off the pace, so we'll see how he goes during the race.
He's fast. He'll catch up as Mark Levine sets a fastest sector 1. Len's going to start our time to watch Mark Levine as he's off in sector 2. Into the barrier. Coming out of Victor 2. Here's Jaden Neal. C3. He's probably on a race run. But man, you were going to replace, but last minute he decided to come back. Do you think he'll win again?
Yeah, a little unfortunate because, well, yes, I do think he'll win again. We'll see if it's today. It's a little annoying actually because I was going to be racing to fill in for Jaden, and then Ari was unable to make it unfortunately, so I could have been racing, but I'm here. But I'm glad to be here though as well. One DAC car on track, and yeah, it's obviously the winner last time out, so yeah, maybe he'll be the winner this time out again.
Yep. Had a good first round too. Won the second one in pretty dominant fashion. And now he's going to come to round 3, a race winner this season. And see if he can do it again. The currently P4 in the session. To be fair, today is a stacked grid. Obviously, as he spins off into the escape road or that little pit road that's stacked.
Just
grid.
testing the limits, you know.
Yeah. Test the limits of the car like Verstappen. It's a Verstappen technique. Well, listen to that one podcast. He was talking with Bordello, but I say, yeah, very stacked grid though, unlike last week. Lenny and Legal Osser are back this round, and they are definitely going to be near the top of the time score, so definitely a little bit of tougher competition for Jaden Neal to go up against. But again, he was keeping up and faster than people like Cody Lawrence and Jan Dragoon, who's no slouch and is a very fast driver. He's in 4 minutes left in this warm-up session.
I think we'll see a bit of a strategic race today. Obviously, Singapore. Suzuka, very iconic track, very challenging track, but that sector 1 with all those corners makes it quite difficult to follow, quite difficult to battle. Here with the ERS systems, of course, drivers maybe not being able to utilise that because it's a very, very heavy track on the ERS. They might fall foul of that and lose some positions, but I think the battle's at the top. I think it'll be very much a strategic race. As we saw kind of last time out of Bahrain with Cody obviously going for the alternative 2-stop compared to Jaden. Didn't work out that time, but could work out this time.
Yeah, Cody going out alternate strategy. Thinking he could make up the difference on the softer, I think it was C4 tires. Fortunately wasn't able to, but still a podium for him. And I think maybe this week he'll return to the more conventional strategy. After that, that one not really working out, but we'll see. Maybe he's got another alternative strategy up his sleeve. Jordan's going for quali run.
Yeah, always different to see the different kind of approaches to things during the practice session. Of course, the grip is lower here in practice, the transfer, for how many laps you do, so it's kind of in the driver's best interest to just do race runs and do lap after lap after lap, but yeah, some drivers wanting to kind of get themselves ready for that qualifying session, others just happy to kind of get that grip levels up and get the setups bedded in for the race.
Is the script changed? We have script changing during the warm-up session.
Yes. Of course.
I thought I was just stationary, then I started changing the policy. But no, I just go on track of getting an effect on the script in the next session. Well, on a fast lap right now. Still on the same tires, but that's a personal best first sector. Second round, and we'll block that out front and then do as well. I think that's going to be the most of the part. If it is, I think it's going to do it. Look at that way. Going down. One to the R now. Easy flat in these modern Formula style cars. Into the Casio Triangle, I think this is.
It used to be. I don't know if it's still called that.
Right. P3. 12 lap for him. He absolutely destroys that Griffin car.
I believe he may have been looking at his timing screen then and not the track.
And then in this warm-up session, I think these times are good. I think these times are going solid. Still very much impressive. He's on pole after a week out, and it's 1-2 for him with GP right now in practice. I really hope that's not the case in quality, but we'll see. But Jaden, Daniel, and Felipe are not too far, and Cody's not too far now as he jumps up P3. But worryingly, they're all behind the two GP cars. There's a minute left to go in this session. Got any predictions for quality, Max?
I mean, I would say Lenny, the fact that he's, as fastest in the timesheets during the open practice, obviously setting good times now, he's going to be the favourite. Just put him on pole for sure, but I said this about round one. I think I said Lenny would be on pole and wouldn't win the race, and then it flipped around or something like that. So yeah, who knows? I mean, Cody's had that extra race, of kind of learning the tyres, learning the car a bit more, so we could see that here. Maybe Lenny will try an alternative strategy and then he'll kind of fall down because of it, whereas Cody, learning from experience, he knows that, well, it didn't work for him last time out. Either he tries it again and it does work for him with that experience, or he knows not to try that again.
Coming to sub-second out. Uses a bit of time on the curve there. This car is running obviously last year of the ground effect cars, 2025 style Formula cars. No more ground effects next year and possibly next Premier Series. These guys are trying to run their cars as slow as they can without pounding them out and hitting the curve. I mean, do a second out. Will it be purple? I think it could be. It doesn't come in this one. Down the back straight, running towards 131. That's a purple second sector. The Bossert sets 1.64, not P1, but not P2, and increase the replicability as Honey after the pass through triangle. The fun run down to the line. We set this one at 1.6 flat and 0.93 for technical fancy. But that is shakedown over. Fuko pits. With their qualifying to start. 20 minutes of qualifying. Top 10 must start on the tires they qualified on. I think Lenny might be a good shot for pole. I wouldn't count Cody Lawrence out. Like you said, tires. He has a lot more experience with tires. And Suzuka is a tire muncher. Likes to eat your tires a lot. We'll see how.
Yeah, it's one way you can go on. Sorry.
Nope, you go on.
It's one with the tires. You really have to think about it as well, because a lot of tracks you can think like, oh, I'll stretch the tires out a bit. I know Bahrain's one, like you struggle when the tires go, but you just lose pace. Whereas Suzuka's one of those scary tracks where if you try and push your luck, it's just going to spit you off. Turn 1 is so fast, so much commitment, and then Degner's 2 and Spoon. You just have to throw the car in there, and if those tires are kind of reaching the end of the life, you try to push them with an aggressive strategy, you're just going to lose the car and have a massive crash. So Bahrain, we kind of saw that alternative strategy with Jaden going long, but would you be able to do that here and keep the car on the road? Don't know. Qualifying underway now.
As qualifying underway, we'll switch back. We think it's going to be who I think it is going out first. No, it's not actually.
It's Agnes making his mark.
Agnes being the first on the track on those same tires. Pretty confident push from him. Second softest set of tires available to our drivers. So if you look at the star on those, if he finishes in the top 10 in this qualifying session. Behind him, I think, is Daniel.
No,
that's pretty. Oh,
the blue gold car.
The blue gold car. It... this is really... Please.
Although they've just swapped with Felipe. It's always interesting watching this opening lap in qualifying because the cars try to kind of swap in positions. Some people wanting clear air, some people wanting to just, you know, find a space.
I think it's a Jungle GP Academy car. Ryan Hawk and 310 for the GP Academy. Mark Levine and Jordan Moment behind.
The key thing is with this first run, a lot of drivers, you know, making a point of finding space, but the grip is so low at the start of the session, 20-minute session, the grip is going to build up, so probably not going to be your fastest time. Always good to set a banker, of course.
Yeah, we're going to watch Agnes come to the line. Get his banker lap here in Suzuka. We will set the time for the grid to beat. The rest of these 18 minutes, probably 17, 20 seconds by the time he comes to the line. And BBS is right now. Not touching any of the curve, but probably just touches X like big 9. And gets to the left hand side. Agnes' confidence is in these corners. Grip and downforce. He's pretty confident going through them. He's 6, personal best sector, but nothing to hit you just yet. Going to the hairpin. Nice hairpin smooth exit. Doesn't seem to snap at all. Comes down now. Into steam. I'm gonna run my trap corners right now.
Smoothness.
On the curb on the middle of the corner, but able to keep it stable and just kind of go midboards down now to run for 130 yard. Very flat qualifying turn most likely, and yes it is. On the line down to last chicane. Pass your triangle. Comes through the final few corners, down, run for the line. Oh, he will set a 127.
Quite a clean lap.
Behind him. Felipe Olsen is now coming to their time. Thomas Barry is like the fastest lap. Behind him, Cody Lawrence stealing it. The Bosser takes it.
Wow, that's a lot faster.
26-1 already. Nico Bossert. Who's next? Igor. Agnes Giovanni is next. Oh, someone's in front of him. That's Mark Levine. Gonna set a time. 1:32, not too fast. Faster there. Bayes is gonna Kefis is gonna come next in line. 128. Next. This space part on the line. Staying at about 10, 15. Is Jaden Neal, race winner last time out in Bahrain. Now on his lap.
Just keeping an eye on him there. He's completely out of sequence here, so if the cars that were ahead of him that finished the laps are going slow, he's just going to hit a ton of traffic here.
Have a track next. Working on it. There it is. And I think, yeah, he's going to run into a bit of traffic. P8. Giovanni Morm is just right up ahead of him, and he's hitting a lap time as well. Let's see if he can not be held up by the Griffin Gaming car, setting a time ahead of him. Was. He will not be held up this lap. EP15 is actually who Ryan Hawk is a little in front of him, but he won't mess him up as well. He's going to come to the line. Dempster's the pits. He'll set a time of 1.71. That's all time for Jaden 1P5. Just behind Hawk today. Going up pit himself. Let's set a lap. He's on the C3 tires. That middle ground of tires. Not too hard, not too soft. Probably a bit on the softer side. Live time. As we are. My live timing is not open. It keeps closing for some reason. Here's my live timing. Who is next to cross the line? I think that's going to be Felipe Olsen, who's currently in P6. He's going to be next to cross the line. So start
You've seen Mark Levine out of the session. He was caught out by a slow Hawk in the S's, lost the rear of the car into the barrier, got stuck in the gravel. So his qualifying's over.
Shame for Mark Levine. I don't remember his last two results off the top of my head, but I'm assuming they were decent, so not. And I know he's a quick driver too, so a shame for him. Let's start the back of the grid. Felipe Olsen on a lap now. The Griffin Gaming car got a podium in. No, I think he got P4. No, he got a podium in Australia, no?
I think in round 1, yeah.
A podium in Australia, and then I don't remember where he finished in
It was Does Nothing P3.
P4. There are 2 podiums for this
No,
season.
no, just in round 1 I think it was.
Oh.
Apologies.
Well, podium to his name in the opening round. Assuming he had a decent second round. I don't know balls off the top of my head, but he is P6, 27.2. Looking to improve on his time as Jay Neal's in the pits. And Trividi is in the pits as Jay Neal actually leaves. But doesn't seem to be improving in the first sector. How about the second sector? How well does he do?
Just watching his onboard, his car seems very tight, very hesitant to rotate. And I'm missing a lot of the apexes. Just through understeer, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It seems clean, but it doesn't
And
really
pits.
fast. Yeah, it comes in pits. He's on a lap as well.
Cody, we're out to set a time, 26.5.
The Bossert ahead of Thomas Barry, the Frenchman. But the driver holding the number 1 in the championship is going to go into pits. Not improving, yeah. He's improving as Thomas Barry moves to a 26.7. Godfrey's next across the line, but he's not going to be improving. Neal is next across the line. See him rush the line? No, I think he's actually not that. So, who is next? Hawk as Agnes off. Saw that just in time. He just crashed himself, and I think he might be stuck now. Yep, that's his qualifying over. One mistake, and off to the fence, and that's his qualifying done. Alright. Still watching Devon. It hasn't improved on his first sector. Watch him come through at the spoon. Will he improve on his second sector? Now down to the run to 130R. On TV cam. Don't think he's going to improve that much. Yeah, I think he might go to the pits, and yeah, he does. Agnes and P10 in the Trout car, just inside the just outside the top 10, and I think he's on the C3 tires. So a decent tire to start on if he does start on it. He's going to come to the line. No, he's not. He's going to go to the pits. Definitely not improving. As who's next? Ooh, Igor. Oh, I probably missed it now. But Igor contact, I think, with Kefis, who's in the wall. I think he might be stuck in the grass. Reach once again, another person to reach the car. Yeah, may have to go back to the pits. Nico Bossert is just past him, setting a pretty good lap. It's the first sector.
Oh, just watch that back on the replay. Really strange incident. Igor was stuck in the gravel on the exit of Degna 2. Kafas comes flying around Degna 1, loses the rear of the car on the curb, crashes into Igor, and gets stuck himself while actually allowing Igor to get back on track.
Yeah, I think that was Igor in the way of Bossert there. Bossert not having the best second sector. He's going to come to the line and see if he improves. Can he extend his pole position even further from Cody Lawrence? Yes, he can. A 26-1. He was just by a couple hundredths, though. Cody Lawrence on a lap, not improving as well in the first sector. He could make up that time in the second sector against Cody. We'll just have to wait and see. These are the only two, as they're very close to each other relatively. Actually, no, they're not. They're like 4/10 apart, but in spirit they are. And in pace, they just pure raw pace. They definitely are close to each other. That's kept us finally going back to the pits, calling it quits. As Botafogo sets a fastest second sector. I mean, and I think that's Botafogo getting a tow from Cody Lawrence. So a bit of team games going on there in qualifying for these two. Botafogo getting the tow and being able to a purple second sector, and will he make it onto pole as he's going to come to the line? It's going to be a 126. What is it going to be? A 126.2. Just barely off Nico Bossert's time. And I think what you were saying about ERS might be a little true, Alex. I think they might be struggling with ERS because just with the simple tow, he was able to get the fastest second sector.
I mean, it's always a struggle at power tracks like this. Silverstone's another one where you just run out of battery. You know, even in qualifying, you can't dump it through the whole lap. You have to be quite tactical with it. And then in the race, it's even worse because obviously you've got 35 laps of it. Really something to manage, and you know, something the teams probably spoke about a little bit, and they're all going to be doing it slightly differently.
Just watching Tom Saberry, 10th down this time currently. Not really improving. Giovanni Morum just recently across the line, 26.9. Next across the line, it should be. I can find them. I don't actually know who's next across. Who is next across the line? I think it's who's Allen? Dylan Allen. Next across the line. Nope, he's gone wide in the Trout car. Igor's right behind him. Olsen is running down to 130R as we speak, as he's on out lap there.
Yeah, just to say, Dylan Allen, although he's in the Trout car, he is racing. Well, he's not scoring points as part of his team, but it's a new team, WTF Racing, which we've not asked for what it stands for, but it's been permitted on the assumption that it doesn't stand for an expletive. But yeah, they're currently waiting on a livery to be sent over, so he's in the Trout car today. Team won't score points, but he is racing as part of that team, of course, as he is about to hold up a DAC racing car by the looks of things. That's not ideal.
He's in the way. Yeah, not the best from Dylan there. Getting in the way of someone on a quali lap. I think he may be on a quali lap himself, but yeah, just finally getting out the way, but not what Jaden would have wanted. Probably go back to pits to get a fresh set and try at it again, but not what he would have wanted in this qualifying session, which is coming to a close very shortly. I look for people setting some times. Lenny has not set a time. I'd just like to point this out. He's not set a time.
Apparently he went off at turn 1 by forgetting to turn off brake warning, and then got stuck in warming, and then got stuck in the gravel.
Oh. Well, unfortunately,
so he will be starting from last.
We missed that.
Oh, was Alan spins?
Yeah, we missed that, but yeah, Lenny is with Stevenson in the back of the grid. Have fun with him. Don't die. But yeah, that's gonna be Lenny starting at the back of the grid. It's gonna be a race of just making up the field. I think Abasa, perfect timing. He sees it's a purple first sector, basically on par with his best first sector, his personal best first sector. Let's see if he can improve even further in the second sector. Obviously, we saw Danny Botafogo getting that toe from Cody Lawrence in the second sector, going down to 130R. So let's see if he can match this with no toe. Gonna come through Spoon, seems very smooth on the gas. Coming out using the curb. Gonna run down to 130R now. Fastest second sector, no toe needed for the German Nico Bosser as he comes to 130R. Flat to the floor, gas, flat foot, I don't know. But he comes to Casio Triangle, it seems a decent run, uses a bit of the curb. Gonna come run down to the line. It's gonna be a 125, I think. Just barely, not a 126.075 for Nico Bosser. An improvement by just a couple hundredths for the Junker GP Gar. Not the best third sector for him this time out. But still a very impressive time, and they're just so close to breaking in to those 25s. For those sub 25s.
I think I've just watched Giovanni Amorim get stuck at.
Nope, he's coming out.
hairpin.
He's getting out. Yeah, this gravel is really.
Okay.
I was really trapping people today. As it just goes on the hairpin.
Really strange one. He's on a warm-up lap, and he just seemed to brake too late and just kind of go off the track.
But a few
Very lucky not to get beached.
weird incidents here at Suzuka today as Thomas Barrett, fortunately not one of the ones to experience one of those weird incidents as he goes with P3 above Cody Lawrence, splitting those Red Bull Racing cars. The 26.4, just a tenth above Cody Lawrence. Cody Lawrence should be on the track there, however, on an out lap. Yes, he is. He's about to start a lap. Botafogo, oh, Dino Botafogo spun out in the grass. Is he going to get stuck as well? As he's just waiting, he's just sitting there. Yeah, that's him stuck. Him stuck in the gravel.
No front wing as well.
Trying to get out. He's in P2 currently. This is one of the top two in the qualifying. Sitting out with 1 minute left to go in this session. Will he be able to free his car as he's shifting through the gears, trying any way to get out? I don't think it's gonna be possible. From the looks of things. Fuko.
I mean, it's difficult for him. He's not going to be able to set a lap anyway by now. He does seem to be able to get out, actually. But, yeah, the really important time in quali here, you know, is when the grip is at its highest.
Nope,
if he loses the car like that,
again, I think.
he's not doing too well here.
Nope, he's free. No,
Well.
he's not. He fully got himself stuck now.
It's quite painful to watch, actually.
Yeah, Jaden Neal. Oh, getting past. But I think that's the Felipe Olsen right there. Yeah, Felipe Olsen getting past him. Set this lap. Can he make it into the top three? He can't. No, he can't. He got blocked by Felipe Olsen there a bit. As Daniel Botafogo finally goes to the pits. Felipe Olsen, I think, is going back to pits too. I think he was also on a lap. Giovanni Amorim, I think, won't be able to set a lap. Agnes, just not going to be. Well, we have two Agnes. Or is it Agus? Angus?
Angus.
Angus and Agnes.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing end to qualifying here, actually. Looks like everyone that was on a lap kind of bailed out of it, so...
Nico Bossert, your man on pole. Anyone who could compete with his time is stopped or dropped from their lap. They feel they couldn't compete, and yeah, that's Nico Bossert on pole. His teammate starting second to last, though. Lenny Verpinter probably his closest competitor into pace. Not taking time at all, and he's gonna start last or second to last in this race. Steve Stevenson will be starting out. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow end to qualifying. From the looks of it.
Good time from me, God, just at the end improving a little bit, but yeah, a bit of a funny one. I was expecting more.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll see some moves though. I think qualifying being this morning just sets us up for a really good race. Lenny's in the back.
Sure. I mean,
Stevenson's in the back. We know those guys are fast.
Even with the top drivers being at the back, it's like, look, we've got the top 5 filled with really fast, top 6, top 7, Felipe, all filled really fast guys, and then there's another 2 at the back of the grid that are going to be wanting to get through as fast as possible. So yeah, I think we've got to have a really exciting race on our hands here.
Yeah, it's going to be intense seeing these guys make their way up the grid, and honestly, yeah, Nico Bosser, Gianni Botafogo is going to start P1, P2, that's your front row. P3, P4 is going to be Cody Lawrence. It's going to be Thomas O'Barry and Cody Lawrence in your second row, third and fourth respectively, and then your third row is going to be Jaden Neal and Amora. It's going to be a pretty tight packed top 6 in the start. I think Daniel may have a good shot at getting into the lead, as all of them are starting off C3s though. I'm going to say maybe a tire advantage, but also I just think he is on the inside. Yes? Yeah, he's on the inside, so... Is he? Yeah, where's P1? Yeah, P1's on the outside. Yeah, if he's on the inside and get a good start, he definitely could have a chance of taking the lead early on and maybe having his teammate Cody Lawrence for 2. And then it'd really be a race of strategy. This session is underway. Yeah, I see in the chat some drivers talking. Apparently a bit of confusion between Jaden Neal and Felipe Olsen at the end of the session there. Jaden Neal's on a hot lap, and Felipe Olsen was trying to start a lap, and a bit of confusion whether they were on one or not. And causing Felipe not to be able to make it to the line on time for a lap, so watched it for him. He had one more run in and just couldn't get it done. Just do a bit of confusion. Gonna start P7. P8, Angus is gonna start. I think you said for WTF Racing. And then Agnes can start P9.
No, Angus is CRG. He was transferred to CRG at the last round, but also does not have a skin, so is not eligible for points.
CRG. Agnes is gonna start. I'm just gonna start P8. And I don't. ANAND TRIV. You know how to pronounce that?
Anand Trivedi.
Anand Trivedi is gonna start P10, rounding out the top 10, all starting on C3s besides Angus Arkin, who's starting on C4s. Christopher Godfrey, got Igor, Drew Kennedy, Dylan Allen, FS, Ryan Hawk, P16, who I just did a league race with just before that. So, P17, Mark Levine, P18, Lenny Perpinator, your GP driver, starting all the way down the back of the grid in last place, being the one and only Steve Stevenson. Definitely most well known for his stint for the Maryland racing team, and that one in the Spa Lemons race, the only race they did. Most definitely most well known for that, and not his Premier Series championship winning season. So grid going to. So, any predictions on who might win this race?
I mean, Bossett's obviously the favourite here. He's on pole. It's a track that kind of short run down to turn 1, and then you can just kind of keep the lead throughout that lap 1 and go to the end. But so many fast cars, and anything can happen. Really looking forward to this one.
Just waiting for the session. Just lights will come on with 10 seconds left to go. It's right left. Nico Bossert side by side with the Red Bull racing car. He probably wasn't expecting to be side by side with Daniel Botafogo, but great result from him. But Thomas O'Barry and Cody Lawrence right behind him. Lights come on now. 4 red lights. here in a set of Corsa. Different this time as it's lights out. And away we go here. Suzuka. For round 3 at Suzuka for the Formula Trout Premier Series. Cody Lawrence gets a pretty bad start, actually. Behind Barberi now, fighting Jaden Neal. Nico Bossert, decent start, side by side, just barely with Daniel squeezing him out. Daniel now going side by side with Thomas Barberi. Cody Lawrence side by side with Jaden, but able to stay ahead. Giovanni losing the position. Now that's him up in position against Felipe Olsen. The top 10 actually staying relatively good, besides that one move by Thomas Barberi into the lead. Oh. As we are here, as Dylan P11 Cafas. Oh, a big incident in the background. Who is that? That is Agnes, and I think that was both Agnes's. Agnes and Angus on the track incident. Making sure. All right. As yeah, both Agnes's getting into an incident. They're not being able to stay out of each other's way, and down the grid they go. Steve Stevenson, that means he's up into P15, and Lenny is already permanent. Oh, that's another incident. I think that's Dylan Allen spinning out. As I was gonna say, Lenny almost into the top 10 already. Coming in at the end of lap 1, Nico Bosser will definitely lead the grid. Going into lap 1, backing off, but trying to keep it in, so we got to move down into the chicane. Against Ryan Hawk, I think that is. That's Drew Kennedy. P10 as Thomas Barberi going for the lead. What the? Huh? Nico Bossert in the pits.
Yeah, a few cars in the pits straight away. Not sure what's happened here. Damage or something, perhaps.
No damage, maybe.
Oh, a drive-through, maybe. Was it a jump start?
Drive-through, yeah, drive-through for P1 and 2. A drive-through for P1 and 2, and now they're at the back of the grid.
You can't make this one up. What's going on?
It's a jump start for the front row.
Oh, Morim off, high speed, Dunlop.
Oh, Morimov, what is happening? Everything after lap 1 is just going wrong for these guys. Morimov down to P11. He's going to lose a few more positions, down to P13. Unlucky number, as that's the Race of Spades car off going wide. It's Christopher Godfrey overshooting the first Egner. So
I don't know who to look at.
Yeah, I don't really know what to look at too. Is Steve Stevenson up into the top 10 now? Lenny Perpenter is up into P7, making his way up the grid. Chasing Cafes and Igor right now in P6 and 5, respectively. Oh, as he loses the car a bit there. Snaps on him. Has to go wide. Loses the position to Drew Kennedy again. He's going to have to make that move again. And Steve Stevenson right on his rear end as well. The other Nova car. So much is happening. The grid has been shaken up so much already. What is going on as Steve Stevenson thinks about the move, send it down the inside on these C4 tires, C3 tires. But maybe a bit of contact. No, I don't think they hit each other. Don't see any contact on the servers. Didn't get notification, so no contact for the American and I think it's the French driver. Yeah, it is. Steve Stevenson staying behind Lenny. And that was a very intense first lap too. Second lap, very intense second lap. The first lap wasn't that intense, but everything just went wrong for these guys coming into lap 2. Nico Bossert 2 seconds away from the closest car in front of him. Even worse, the little Foco down into P16. He hasn't been able to regain those 2 positions either. I think it's about a game window on Dylan in a fair bit, a bit of time, but a very chaotic second lap here on Suzuka, shaking up the grid, and in the front row, just in its entirety, P1 and 2 both getting drive-throughs, both jumping the start. So what do you think happened? Nico jumped the start and Daniel was focusing too much on him, so he jumped the start as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely think it was one driver reacted to another. Hard to say which one did it first. I mean, you look into the right, you hear the car go, you might go, so difficult to say, but quite an amateur mistake. I mean, you don't expect that, especially at the front of the grid. And obviously Lenny, who had the bad qualifying, he's making his way back up now, trying to go around the outside of Kennedy at the Cassia Triangle, unable to do so. Yeah, bit of a DRS train going on here.
Yeah, so he's getting side by side now down the main straight. He's going to get 2 and 1 here down the straight. Going to get past Igor as well. Drew Kennedy down side by side. Oh, the bit of contact. Slow car. They're on the pit. I think he's getting lapped. That's Agnes. Bit of contact.
Yeah, Agnes just trying to find a slot, I think.
Steve Stevenson in P10 chasing all these guys. Yeah, bit of a DRS train. So these guys are so close to each other. I know. I think it's Drew Kennedy that has a bit of advantage. As the official Godfrey has spun in the background in the S's. Not good for him. Mark Levine is on. Ooh, bit of contact. Mark Levine tries to not hit the rear of Igor and goes wide because of it. Deckner 2. Yeah, a lot of people just making a lot of mistakes in this first bit of the race. Shifting up the grid, thankfully, but yeah, as Nico Bossa gets past Chavidi right there in 12. You know he does. He's going side by side with Chavidi all the way down to Spoon. How about side these two go? Nico Bossa gets ahead up into P12. He takes the top 10, but he's going to have to make a few more moves before being some important scoring positions.
Someone was in the gravel. I think that was Ryan Hawk just out the race there.
Yeah, Kefis being passed by Lenny. As Lenny's 6 seconds behind Olsen. Ooh, it's big send from someone right there. I think it was Drew Kennedy sending Igor wide. Big send from someone in the back. Causing a bit of an incident. Steve Stevenson was able to get past Igor. From back.
Whoa, Bossa around the outside of Levine.
Yeah.
Shades of Kimi Räikkönen there, 2005. 2003. 2000.
Oh,
Amari round again.
Another off for the Griffin Gaming car. Not at all the best start to the race for him here in Suzuka.
Oh, and someone off a Deckner 2. That's Drew Kennedy in the middle of the road.
What is happening here in Suzuka? Have we not... And he's beached. Have we forgotten
He's
how to
beached
drive?
himself. Wow. What is going on?
Yeah, Chavidi not fighting with his teammate Mark Levine for the last point position. And Mark Levine on the rear end of Igor.
It's like a sprint race. It's like the F3 series.
Yeah, everyone's just so close together. I think it's going to be Mark Levine going on a move into 130R. We just got shades of Kimi Räikkönen. We get some shades of Fernando Alonso here. That's a move through 130R. Fully committing to it. Able to get the move done. And leave Igor just defending for his life against the cars behind him. Dan Botafuco finally making some positions up into P11, just outside the top 10 now. Following in Nico Bossa's footsteps, so fighting up the grid. And we thought we'd see Lenny fighting up this grid throughout the whole race. No, we're going to see these guys try to fight their way up and have a good strategy to get their way up the grid.
Up at the front, yeah, I mean 6 laps in, so much has happened. We're only 6 laps in, and up at the front of the grid, Lawrence is so close to Barbary here. I think we're gonna maybe see a move for the lead in the next couple of laps.
Definitely a move for the lead in the next couple of laps. 1, 2, almost half a second separates them, a little more than that. Separates these two, and Lawrence is gating on this race, I do think, as Jay Neal not too far behind himself, is second behind Cody Lawrence. So if these two start battling, Jay Neal's going to be able to get into the action as well. Lawrence falling into the final chicane. Everyone avoiding those curves. I thought we were using those curves more, but it's not. As they come onto the straight, DRS is going to slap wide open. We come down the main straight here at Suzuka. Not getting too much time on Thomas. He's at a 10th. Gonna have to keep that 10th. Ooh, as Thomas very a bit wide there. Using their time. I think he lost the rear end of it. Split out, had to catch it, but that's allowed Cody Lawrence a couple tenths as well. Alongside DRS, so now he's falling to the S sections. He's playing Dance with the Throttle there through the S sections. Obviously full of fuel, so a lot more difficult than Wally to get through the S sections fast. But yeah, very close. Cody Lawrence up into P2, up in P2, chasing Tom's ready for the lead. Come down this little short straight, no DRS, but he's going to be able to get the toe He might be saving a bit of ERS maybe to shoot down into 130R like we saw. It was one of the Blue Roll Racing cars just a lap or two ago. As he's coming down the back straight, he's able to get that toe. Not close enough for the Casino Triangle. But it's definitely going to be close enough, so they've got to move with DRS.
Be interesting, because if these two fight, Jaden is right behind, so it'll be a three-way battle for the lead if Barbary holds Lawrence up here.
Barbary very aggressive, pulling the inside so hard at the beginning of that straight. I think the tightest line possible. Lawrence is going to lose some time now, fall through the S's. This is also allowing Jaden Neal to catch up as well. Jaden Neal also
1.3 seconds separating that top three group.
I think that's Stevenson getting past the other Nova car, Cafes, and the boss, which right behind him. We're going to have to see how fast we go Bossert. How fast we go Bossert. Get past Cafes. I trust you. I'm sorry. This race is not boring. I just really had to.
Oh, it's going to be me next.
I did a bit of fuck up in 10th. Trying to chase down Mark Levine for biggest points tally 2 instead of 1 right now. Started second, so he's actually 8 places down so far in this race, but he's getting them slowly and surely as down the inside. Easy move. Sister team getting out of the way of its main team. Team games there maybe. A V car and Red Bull.
I was just going to say, I do like this group of 3 cars at the front, very colourful, all very different looking cars, all 3 completely separate teams. No sister teams, no team conglomerates here. 3 kind of separate families all fighting for the win. It's great to see. Barbary's holding on for another lap.
Very nice to see 3 different teams fighting for the win here in Suzuka. Thomas Barry for CRG, Cody Lawrence for Red Gold Racing, and Jaden Neal for Dakar Racing. Here, all fighting for the win. Obviously, we have some people in the back who are very fast, who are definitely going to be near or in contention by the end of this race as well. Don't count people like Nico Bossi or for the Foco lap. Or even Felipe Olsen, who is 5 seconds behind, so any mistake from these guys, any incident of any magnitude, and he's up with them as well. He's up at P5 as well, after a couple laps. Barry, 4/10. This is the closest the gap has been between these two, Lawrence and Thomas Barry. Watch the rear lane of Thomas Barry. Gonna have to defend from the Red Bull Racing car, putting Lawrence down the straight. This is the closest it's most definitely been using that magic. I set a course of 4/10 gap to get the most slipstream available from this car. Cody Lawrence is going to think about a move, most definitely jumping his ERS most likely. Around the outside, Thomas Barberry is going to have to defend from Cody Lawrence. Gets around the outside and takes the lead here in Suzuka. Against Thomas Barberry and Jaden Neal, not too far behind as well, so you don't have to worry about him as well. But Thomas Barberry probably going to lose time here through the S section after being put a bit off kilter through that move. That's Cody Lawrence, the new leader in this race, with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, really strong move from Lawrence there, getting around the outside when it mattered. It'll be interesting to see now, how does Barbary's pace stack up? Obviously, he was running in clean air before. He's now under the gearbox of Lawrence. Lawrence is unleashed, to say. Can he keep him honest? I mean, he's very, very close through the hairpin there. So, doesn't actually look like Barbary's struggling for pace that much. But obviously, Jaden as well in the background. He might be looking to make a move next, following Lawrence through.
He's following them through Spoon Corner right now. Jaden Neal a little bit farther, but around that same 5/10, 4/10 gap. Cody was at the same point last time. Don't know how his ERS is. It's kind of hard to gauge how the ERS is doing, just like in real life. But seems not the best. It's kind of losing time. I can hear the engine kind of going down in revs a bit too. best I could either. Staying pretty even as Cody Lawrence has like 149 too. DRS is gonna help Jaden keep up, but not really able to make a move on this.
Barbary is staying close. I mean, of course he has the DRS, but maybe it's just powerful enough that it does keep you within touching distance.
Yeah, as Kefes messing up that chicane a bit. It's gonna be a Giovanni Malone on his rear end. I think that's Drew Kennedy pitting. It's the Mark Levine pitting? No. Who's pitting? Yeah, Mark Levine pitting. Mark Levine pitting as Kefes gets passed by Giovanni Malone. Levine will get onto. It's onto another set of the C. Was it D3s? Starting on the C3.
Yeah, unplanned pit stop by the sounds of it then, because he's going to have to pit again. Of course, be interesting to see what Cody does, because you know the teammate, are they going to be running the same strategy? Is it another two-stop again for Red Gull? Didn't work out last time, but maybe with experience they've refined it and they can give it another go. He's got the lead though. He's got track position, so no risks.
Yeah, Jaden Neal, this is the closest he's been to Thomas Berry in this race. He's gonna have DRS and hopefully some ERS to get this move done. Thomas has ERS too, but it may just have a bit. Jaden just slowly crawling up. He's got to move. Thinks better of it though, not close enough. He really got to basically be a side by side coming into turn one to get a move done here at Suzuka.
Yeah, so I think there Neil saw Barbary's ERS light flashing, saw the rain light flashing on the back of the car, so he knew he'd ran out of energy. He was recovering at the end of the straight, so he thought, oh well, maybe I can get past. But yeah, there's no braking zone into turn one basically. You just chuck the car in and hold on, and yeah, not able to get it done. But, I think Lawrence is just starting to pull a little bit of a gap now.
Thompson Berry now out of DRS, now back in it. It's gonna flip either way. I think by the time we get to the main straight, if we'll have DRS. So yeah, he's gonna be out of DRS by the time we reach the main straight. Thompson Berry losing a bit of time. Cody Lawrence currently seems like he's staying out of DRS range so far. Jaden Neal is still within that 4 to 5 tenth range. Not getting on this straight very much. Oh, losing time a bit too, I think. It's going to come into the final chicane. Tries to get a solid exit. I think that's pretty decent. All things considered, 5/10 of DRS. Thompson Berry does not. How strong is this DRS going to be for Jaden Neal? It's going to be pretty strong. Thinks about around the outside. Thomas has to defend the inside. Going to run out wide through the second corner. Actually, he was able to keep it pretty on the nose. Able to keep the line. And now Thomas Berry still in second. But yeah, now Thomas Berry is going to have to not look ahead, but look rearward to the big banana car chasing him.
Yeah, it is interesting seeing that line through turn one. I was doing an exhibition race the other week in a Super Formula car here, and if you were tucked up behind a car's front wing, rear wing, into turn one, you'd just lose the rear of the car. You couldn't follow, so yeah, drivers seem to be able to kind of stick to the rear and not lose too much time. So it is quite good for racing. Yeah, Lawrence just really pulling that gap now. Barbary's just going to be under so much pressure here.
Yeah, Jaden Neal so close now. I think he's most definitely going to be able to get the move next time out when he has a chance to, but maybe he's running a little low on ERS. Maybe he might even get it now. 3/10 is the gap as they come to 130R. Slipstream is going to be at its strongest. Not through 130R, but maybe the chicane. Yeah, thinks about it. Thomas Berry can defend the inside, squeezes him all the way to the edge of the track. He's able to keep the corner, but will he be able to keep it on the main straight? His rain light already flashing. He means he's running low on energy. As yeah, the Dak Racing car is just going to have DRS. He's run out of energy, and that is him down in third. Dak Racing up into second. Now he's going to chase Cody Lawrence. Maybe try to beat him on the strategy side of things. As Lenny has finally caught up to Felipe.
I think Barbary was trying to play some games there into the last corner. I think he lifted a little bit to get Jaden alongside to try give himself the DRS. Didn't work out. I think Neil read it and then was able to get that move done. Lawrence just about second. Oh, it's to left. Neil loses the rear of the car into Degner 2.
That's Jaden Neal losing the car. Down back in the third place, 7 seconds behind. Also Barry now, Felipe Olsen. In this little battle, Felipe Olsen, yeah. Lenny Perpinator's caught up to them, and he definitely has damage from the rear end, hitting the wall pretty hard there.
Neil's going to have quite overheated tyres after that half spin there, so he's going to have to tiptoe around Spoon. Could give Olsen a chance at a move.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Jaden can live with his damage and keep these guys behind, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Felipe Olsen chasing the DAC Racer car, and I think Lenny is going to think about a move coming into the chicane. He is so close. Has to let off the throttle. He's going so fast. Down the inside on the harder tires as he thinks better of it. He's able to make it through side by side down the main straight. Now they go. Lenny and the Griffin Game Car going side by side. Who's going to break later as he's able to pull ahead slightly. And yeah, the Griffin Game Car lets him go. Stays behind. Lenny up into 4th place. And fully now with Lenny definitely now in this fight for the win. After starting in last, second to last.
Yeah, Lenny's kind of been making slow progress. I mean, of course, he's got past Felipe now. Neil, with that mistake, he's right on his gearbox. Those top pair, kind of another 10 seconds, 8 seconds up the road or so. 20 laps to go. Could still be in for that top step, depending on his pace.
Yeah, I think correct, 20 laps to go. Yeah.
How's pit stops? I mean, we've not seen any yet of any of the top guys, but I would say now
pit stops are soon,
we're going to be looking at it, yeah.
Nearing lap 17, a little before lap 17, the halfway point. Lenny, think about a move on the DAC Racer car. Oh, bit of DRS games going on there. Both broke really early for the chicane, so yeah, I think Jade Neal tried to do what Thomas was trying on him. Speaking of Thomas, he pits. He pits in for new tires as Lenny gets past Jaden Neal for PE2. So does Felipe Olsen. He pits as well. What does Thomas Barry pit on to? He pits onto C2s, I think that is.
Comes out in clear air as well, so worked out really well for Barbary. Just in front of the JGP Academy car there.
Yeah,
so that's a really good pit stop for
and
the undercut.
Olsen behind Stevenson now, also on C2s on that harder tire. Giovanni in the pits, most likely going to pit for those C2s, and I think Bossert has pit for those C2s as well. Yes, he has.
Yeah, Bossett's going to come out behind. I think that's the K2 car.
The K2
might get held up a little there. So surely Neil, Lenny, and Lawrence are going to respond.
Well, Lenny is
here.
on C2s. Lenny started on C2, so he's actually on the alternative strategy. Well, Lenny's going to keep going. It's Cody and Jayden who have to respond, as they're on the same strategy, being on C3s. Yeah, Cody
Lawrence
goes into the pits. Cody into the pits. Well, didn't mean to do that. What will he start on, or not start on, but what will he pit onto?
Yep, Neil as well.
Neil right behind him. It's onto some C2s.
Lenny with fastest lap there. There's Barbary coming across the start line now. Nothing.
Yeah, not nowhere near Cody Lawrence. Pat Jaden Neal and Steve Stevens at pits now too. Into the pit lane for C2s, I'd assume as well. Jaden Neal, I think, just behind Kefes now, able to get ahead if you saw in the distance there.
Yeah, bad pit stop for Neil. Don't know if he had damage, perhaps.
Well, it's definitely add damage
Might
from
have hit
spinning off
anti-stall.
the Degner too.
Well, yeah.
Daniel behind Kefas now. Is going to hold him up a bit. Behind him is I think it's Daniel. This leaderboard's wrong, but I think it's a lap car behind him of Agnes. Daniel Foucault is a bit farther away than I thought, but Jaden Neal is now just going to have to play the catch-up game and push throughout the whole last stint to try to catch up to that top 4. I think he's going to get past Kefas pretty soon, honestly. On the rear of him, on the rear end of him already, came out very close to him. Out of the pits. And I think down the inside he's going to go into Spoon. Takes the inside and gets ahead of him pretty easily with the new tires. Kefas, I don't think has pit. No, he's not. Still on 17 lap old C2s. 16 lap old because he's done.
So, gap between Lawrence and Barbary about 2 seconds, and then obviously Pepinter yet to pit. 11 seconds up the road, so Pepinter pits 5 laps, 6, 7 laps or so.
Probably pits around lap
Expect him to come out
23, 25 at the latest.
Yeah, maybe just ahead of Olsen. Depends what Olsen's pace is here, because he might still be able to pull a gap, depending on those C2s are lasting for him.
Andy Bossert chasing Steve Stevenson on those newer C2s. It's a purple middle sector the last lap he had. He definitely no slash in the pace department. He just has to make the move stick. Well, goes a little wide into taking over the curbing, but doesn't lose too much time. He's so close to Stevenson now. He might get it done to Spoon like Jaden did just a lap ago, but now I think it's not going to be close enough. Stevenson's light is flashing. Okay, Lawrence sets the fastest
wiggle
lap
there for Stevenson.
28. Now Stevenson struggling a tiny bit, and it's going to give Nico Boscher the chance to overtake in 130 again. Another overtake in this corner. Down the inside, Steve
This is going to give Stevenson the DRS, though.
You are right, but he's going to get Stevenson the DRS. He's not thinking about that there. He does stick it down the inside. And now the best exit from
Not
the
a good
American.
exit.
Still DRS available is, though. He was saving better batteries, so... As he's opening it up, is gaining a bit of time, but just not enough. Yeah, that's Nico with the position. Done and dusted, now chasing Daniel Foucault, the man he had to serve a drive-through with on lap 1. Yeah, Lenny is going to have to pit in a couple laps' time. The gap from him to Felipe Wilson is around roughly 20 seconds, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's like 23 seconds, as you can see on screen. Pit stop, I'd say roughly takes around 20.
Yeah. So he's just going to cross the line now. So he's doing 29.8. Not a particularly good lap time. So Lawrence about to come over the line. 29 dead. So it's not horrific pace, but you know, you're looking down. Olsen gonna cross the line here. He's doing a 29.6, so 0.2 faster than Lenny here. So that gap coming down. Neil 29.2. So the longer Lenny stays out here, he's gonna come out behind these cars, of course, with the tire advantage.
Yeah, he's gonna come out roughly 10 seconds behind, I think, Lawrence. Roughly. At this point. Which is gonna put him right behind Barberi. But maybe he thinks he can keep this pace up a bit more. But the second the pace starts dropping, he has to come in and throw a new set of probably C4s onto the car for the last 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, the top 10 basically, they're all lapping faster than him. he has a 43-second gap to P10 in fairness, so he has the flexibility, but yeah, he's going to have to be careful about when he does pit. Could be any moment now, really.
Yeah, there's not that big of a gap between Felipe and Jaden, so a
Yeah,
slow
but then he
stop
comes.
could cause him to lose the position to Jaden as well, as he's into the pits now. Locks up a bit. We'll slow it down though.
No worries there. He's not going to be using these tyres again.
Gonna get past him. Also, Barry, including get past him. Felipe Olsen is the man we're wondering about. You see him on that little mini tiny TV screen in the corner. Is Felipe Olsen running down the straight.
He's going to get it, I think.
Close enough. Be a clear gain for Lenny as he's able to stay ahead of Felipe Olsen. Able to focus.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah. Able to focus. Heading past his lap.
Okay, I kind of showed you though with that. That was quite close for Lenny. If he went out one more lap, Olsen would have been ahead of him there. So well timed. Now we can look ahead. I think Barbary and Lawrence probably a bit out of reach, but you never know. You never know. 15 laps to go, just under.
We'll see if he can catch up. You've seen a gap like this you've seen a gap like this closed before in Trout. 10 seconds with around like 10 laps to go. So definitely not it's definitely not an impossibility, but to win this race he has to get past Barbary as well, not just chasing the leader. I'll watch as the lap times start rolling in and see if he actually does have a chance to maybe win this race. But a solid race starting from second to last to get him onto the podium. At the least.
Yeah, the gap between Lawrence and Barbary just slowly increasing, a couple of tenths a lap. It's just up to 3 seconds now.
Yeah. 3 seconds the gap between them, like you said. Thomas, I just don't think is just... If he was still in that DRS, it would help a lot, but he's not, and I think he's just ever so slightly slower than Cody, which is going to build up over a good amount of laps like we have now in this race. Felipe Olsen 2 seconds behind, and he at least good a time for him as well. Being able to keep up.
Levine and Kifiev fighting for P10 here. P11, sorry.
It's actually really tight between him and Mark Levine and Igor, who are fighting turn one, and they both get ahead of him. He is on fresher tires now, so maybe he can fight back and fight for some points against these two. Mark Levine, last point score in P10. But a pretty chaotic race. It's starting to calm down though, as we're nearing 10 laps to go in this race. See if we can get the last points paying position against Igor and Kefes. Especially Kefes, he was on fresher tires and right on the rear end of Igor.
I think there's going to be a... Go on, sorry.
Oh, what were we going to say?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few fights developing as we get to the end of the race here. Of course, Pepinter just set fastest lap, 27.9, so he was 9 tenths faster than Thomas, so he's going to be closing down for the next 12 laps or so. We could see a fight between those at the end of the race. And then Neil and Olsen as well. Neil a couple of tenths faster than Olsen the last few laps, so we could see a battle for P4 there as well. I think the rest of the field kind of calming down a little bit in this middle stage of the race.
Kefes trying to keep close to Igor. Most likely going to get it down the straight with DRS and some ERS at play. Wide open Igor, no DRS down the straight. Down the inside for Kefes, an easy move for him with those fresher tires. Over to P11, and now Rollins chase Mark Levine. As we're going to see Lenny here, almost 8 seconds behind now, a little under 8 seconds. I think he can catch up to Barber. I honestly do think he can. I think if he can catch up to Barbary within a few laps, he can definitely catch up to Cody.
Catching's one thing, passing is another.
That is very true. That is very true. And By the time if he does reach code, maybe by that time his tires aren't going to be the kindest to him. We'll have to see. The line now with just the gap being a little under 8 seconds. That the race is starting to die down now. These last 10 laps, last 11 laps of the race. Cody Lawrence in a clear lead. Also Barry in a clear second, but Lenny on that alternative strategy due to starting last. Now chasing down P1 and 2. Obviously our original P1 and P2 in this race when we started was Daniel and Nico Bosser in 6th and 7th. Currently 6-7, but we'll have to wait and see if they can catch up to Jaden Neal, who's just ahead of him. It would be possible for Daniel Botafoca, but maybe a bit harder for Nico Bosser.
Oh, Godfrey's off at Degner 2 in the gravel. He's getting going again slowly. Not very well though.
This gap between Barberry and Perpenter is dropping very rapidly. I just would like to say, now under 7 seconds now. As we come into the final 10 laps of this race, but he crosses the line. So he definitely is catching with 10 laps to go. So nine laps is the gap to Cody. So maybe it is possible.
Yeah, I mean 1.1 seconds faster that last lap. 27.8 for Perpenter. Yeah, Neil's closing into Olsen as well. 0.4 a lap or so he's been closing, so that gap's coming down, just 1.1 now.
Yeah, and he's already down under 6 seconds to do the S's, so Barberry might be struggling on his tires a bit. Yeah, Lenny is just a few corners behind Thomas Barberry. As he's coming through the hairpin now. You might be able to get him in a lap or two, I'd have to say. It's definitely not too far.
Oh, Stevenson off. Dunlop.
Another person off at Dunlop. Because he's getting out of the grass. I don't think Kefis is going to be close enough to cause any trouble, but as Kefis actually did get into P10, Mark Levine down to P11. So good on Kefis for getting into that last point scoring position behind his team in P9. Good points for them, that team. Yeah, as Barberry's just losing time to Cody Lawrence, but Lenny is just gaining time as another fastest lap of 127.7 for Lenny Perpenter. So fast lap. You see him in the background there. He's definitely catching up to the Frenchman in the CRG car.
Neil's caught right up to the back of Felipe now. I think he'll be in, well, will clearly be in DRS on this lap at the end of it.
Yeah, 9 laps to go. Neil chasing Felipe Olsen in a battle that's now just come to head as he's caught up. Have to see how this plays out in this last 9 laps.
DAC versus Griffin always seems to be those two.
Yeah, two of the oldest teams in Trout. Always been battling for that years.
Only one race apart. They both joined in season 4 as well.
Nice little factoid. These two have always stuck near, close to each other ever since the start. They're going to stick close once again as Jaden Neal chases Felipe Olsen in the Griffin winning car. Let's go lag there, but Jaden Neal stay the inside, stay in the toe of Felipe Olsen. They think about a move into the chicane, around the outside, down to the Casio triangle, now the inside. He easily gets past Felipe Olsen.
Felipe lifted. Who has DRS?
That's true. Who does have DRS? And that's Felipe down the main straight.
Ah, Jaden. Jaden has DRS.
Jaden has
DRS. It didn't
DRS.
work.
Huh. So it didn't work. Felipe just gave him the position. I think he have DRS, but no. It's just a little before the activation point. And That's Jay nailed the P4 after a botched DRS swap with Wilson.
Ooh, Levine out of the race. So Levine came into the pit lane and retired. Race of attrition here today. We had, what, 19 cars starting? And we've got, what, 11 cars running now? 12? Even less. Stevenson's just retired.
Yeah, shame. Race is slowly taking people out as we continue on.
I really think it does show kind of the skill of some of these drivers here. You know, the amount of laps they're doing, the amount of practice they're doing, the pace they've got, you know, to keep the pace up lap after lap. Meanwhile, other drivers just falling off the road. I mean, Stevenson, obviously very, very talented driver, multiple-time race winner, champion, and, you know, he's retired from the race. He lost the car, retired from the race.
Yeah, shame to see Stevenson retire from his first race of the season. Hopefully he's coming back more later in the season. Yeah, Thomas Berry, definitely much slower than Lenny. I think time-wise is now starting to drop off. Stand corrected, he had a purple sector last lap, and he is slightly up on his delta this lap too. So is Barberi, so we'll have to see how this works out, as gap was just almost under 2 seconds. It is now under 3 seconds. Now back above, it's just flickering between the two now. .28 out of 35 laps to go. We'll have to see if Lenny can catch up to Barberi to make the move be done and make the move. Come down 130 yard. Gap is slowly but surely closing down. I think Thomas Berry now can definitely see Lenny in his rearview mirror.
Barberi setting fastest lap times though, so although Lenny 1.1 seconds faster, Barberi's still able to kind of keep decent pace.
Yeah.
And we've got, what, 4.4 second gap? He was a second faster, so he'll catch him lap 33 or so.
Maybe a little less.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how much faster he is through the S's there. I think that's where he's really gaining with those tyres.
There's gain here as well. More grip. These fresher tires. Guys means at a couple hundredths. And the hairpin very grip oriented. Maybe very down the exit. Here in a second now. Almost into DRS. I think this is where he's doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've just realised I completely read the gap wrong. I said 4.4, it was 2.4.
He's definitely getting all the corners where you need that grip to get a good exit. Getting on all those medium speed corners where tire grip is heavily important for a lot of time.
Barberi's going to fight this though for sure. He's not going to let it go easy.
Yeah, with only 6 laps left to go as Cody crosses the line. Not this lap, but most definitely next lap by the time we reach this point of the track again. Lenny will have DRS and we'll fight for P2.
1.1 seconds faster again. It's incredible pace from Lenny here.
I don't think we'll be able to catch up to Cody Lawrence, but Thomas Berry and his position in P2 is definitely up for grabs for the WGB car, number 58. Launching through the first sector. Gaining and gaining. The S is now in DRS. How to keep this gap to have it on the main straight. Right. Yeah, now almost 5/10 under 5/10. But that slipstream is almost effective.
So has Thomas been saving his battery for the fight, or has he been trying to maintain that gap?
think maybe a combination of both. Maybe when he was farther away, trying to maintain that gap, but once he got closer and cut up, obviously he's a bit faster, we start to save it. As Lenny, I think, might even go for the move now. Down to the cashier triangle. Stays behind. Knows there's DRS zone coming up. Knows he can make an easier move in just a couple seconds. I'd be very tempted to send it down the inside, but Lenny is not. Yeah, he's going to stay behind, get that DRS, and make a pretty easy overtake. Thomas.
Nothing he could do.
It's just a sitting duck. Low energy from what it seems, and the DRS is sitting duck for Lenny, who's just had some great pace in this last bit of the race.
Really strange. His ERS light was flashing on the exit of the last corner, so Barbary maybe just trying to maintain that gap, ran out of energy, you know, a lap ago. So that's why it just fell so quick there. Lenny up to P2. Really good recovery drive for the younger GP driver. And yeah, I don't think that 5 seconds to Lawrence will be possible, but you know, Lawrence could make a mistake. He's not infallible.
A lot of people are making mistakes today, so we'll just have to wait and see. He's actually closing the gap ever so slightly. Tires. These tires are 10 laps, so these are 14. They're slightly younger than Barry's, but still very old. Over hard tires. I think Lenny's tires might be getting that at H2 were just not as fast as they were when it started. It still sets another.
He's still setting fastest laps.
Yeah, and he's closing that gap.
1.2 seconds.
He is closing that gap to Cody Lawrence. You see, I think this might generally be on. I think we have another Australia again where it's gonna be a last lap fight.
I mean, surely Lawrence is managing the gap. Surely.
I don't know. He's catching through the S's. He's definitely getting through the S's. The gap is closing ever so shortly. Yeah, no, I think he's just gaining. Yeah, he's just gaining. I think Cody may just be pushing. Bit of a tiny snap in the rear for Lenny there, but still very much catching. You're gonna see the delta go up a lot like that. It's just in slower corners when it's comparing it's just an iffy moment when it's comparing a driver in a slow corner to a driver in a fast corner. Should be corrected on this straight. See a proper gap. And it's gained a bit of time now. 3 seconds as come to the line, just a little bit under.
Three laps to go. And there is traffic in front of Cody too.
And Shavidi in the way.
Three laps to go. A 3 second gap.
Jeez.
He's catching a second a lap.
Lenny is about to make this a stressful 3 laps in like Trout history. And he is gaining through the S's. This is, yeah, like you said, this is where he's gaining losses on through this S section. Just for the grip he has with softer tires. I'm assuming through the second.
Cody's going to get dirty air off the traffic in front here. I think he's going to catch him at about when he gets to Spoon, unless he moves. Oh, as the laps car's gone wide, actually, so I think he will get out of the way. He does. It's really helped Lawrence out, but look how close Lenny is.
That might help Lenny a bit. By the time he catches him, he might be on the straight with a bit of DRS.
Oh, yeah.
The Blue Gold Racing car may, unironically, help the Giant GP car. I think he's getting out the way early. Yeah, he's getting out the way real early. Make sure he doesn't do that.
I think Lenny might have lost a little bit in the middle sector there. It's not any closer.
Yeah.
Well,
still
not as close as he should be, I would say.
Still roughly around 2 seconds as he comes to the end of the lap. Still very good gap. You know? Oh my gosh. No fastest lap for Lenny. This lap is good set.
28 dead. Basically, Lawrence just has to keep it on the road because at this pace, he'll have the DRS at the end of lap 35 on the last corner, basically. So Lawrence just needs to keep it on track.
Tough. This is intense for Lenny. He knows his chances are fading away. Oh my gosh, he's so close though. He's so close. You can see how close he is. You have to assume Cody at this point is struggling on his tires as well as his tires obviously being a harder compound. So they're just not going to be as grippy. As they come down.
It's not going to be in DRS though, I don't think. Just a bit too far back. 3 or 10th or so.
No, I don't think he's going to be a DRS. Oh, please, come on. Catch up. Jump the chicane.
So as they start the final lap here, a second gap. He's been catching a second a lap. He'll be on his gearbox at the end, but...
Now coming to the final lap, it's just like Australia, the first round. And he set up 28.1, Cody said 28.9, so almost a second faster. So if Cody makes one slight mistake, just has a snap-on traction, or just loses the front end on a bit of curbing, that's Lenny, I feel, with a move available to him on the chicane of all corners. Gosh, as he's chasing Cody Lawrence for the win right now on the last lap, the gap, but Lenny's been gaining a second a lap, so he's going to be right on the rear end of him as the lap winds down. Final lap. We thought it would be these two fighting for the win. We thought it was going to be Nico versus Foco, but it's just like round one. It's Cody versus Lenny. And it's the same situation. Lenny chasing Cody Lawrence, just not as close as it was at this point of the lap in Australia. And Lenny hasn't hit a curve and messed up a corner yet, but I hope he does it because this is really intense. He's on the back straight. I don't think he's going to get it. He's going to be a little too far, even just to think about sending a move. And it was so close for the Frenchman. It's such a good recovery race here in Suzuka, but it's going to be another win for the Red Bull racing car. They come through the final corner. It's going to be Cody Lawrence winning here in Suzuka for Red Bull Racing, starting fourth,
wow,
finishing first, and then the 10th, and to the end of the race again, Lee Perpinator. Just so close to catching up, but just again, not able to do it. Finishes P2. Thomas Berry's third. I think Jay Neal's fourth. Felipe's going to finish sixth. Foco's going to finish seventh. Bossert will be eighth. Worms ninth, and Kefes is 10th. If nothing happens, he flies. Very intense race. Here's your winner, Cody Lawrence. Same situation in Australia, and still same situation as he was in Australia, leading the race with the chasing Junker GP car on his rear end. He was able to once again defend it off and able to win the race in a pretty dominant fashion once he had the lead. Good race for the American driver.
Crazy recovery drive for Pinter.
Yeah,
started last up P2, you know, 5/10 from P1 at the end. Crazy. I mean, obviously Nico, Fuoco both getting a drive through lap one from a jump start, but still crazy, you know, to have that pace for that long in that race when everyone else fell off the road. How many finishes do we have? 12, 11 finishes at the end? Nearly everyone scored points. Crazy.
Yeah, the race of attrition in Suzuka, always such a difficult technical track. At any point to catch you off guard, but it's Lenny finishing P2. Gonna be definitely is gonna second time he's been in this situation chasing Red Bull racing car and just not able to catch up and pass it for the win. Second time he's been in this situation, so a shame for him. Definitely going to be maybe beating himself up about that, but we'll see once he interviews. That's how he's feeling. But a great race. Pretty good. I think for the championship. It should be a pretty interesting. Because I think if I have the, do you have the sheets? I know we have one now. You have the results.
Yes.
Should have it. I know I had access. But obviously penalties may still need to be applied with a few incidents, but yeah, Cody will definitely still be in the lead of the championship. I think that will jump Lenny up a few positions as well. Definitely above Ari Maltova and Jaden Neal. Yeah, it's going to be a good result for Lenny for the championship. A great result for Cody. Another win. Continue his championship charge and his goal of another season, dominant season, and a championship winning season of Formula Trout. A few people waiting for interviews. With those, and we'll start with race winner. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Cody Lawrence. Another race win. Round 3 Suzuka. It's another win for you. Obviously the first place and second at the start getting a drive-through allowed you to get to the lead and have a chance to gain the lead, and then kind of like Australia at the end, you were trying to fend off a chase and your own speed car. So just give us some of the chase tonight.
Ah, man, some of it was a gift for sure. It's Christmas time. Sometimes you just need a gift, and in that case, Nico and Dan getting the drive-throughs, that certainly gave me a chance to do something. I have a new set of pedals, was trying to break in the load cell this week. Didn't think I'd be competing for more than P3, and what happened with Lenny as well in qualifying, that gave me an even greater chance to go compete for the win, because I think Nico and Lenny were the two favorites. I think it was going to be between myself, Dan Thomas, and Jaden for that P3 fight, I thought. So be able to fight for the win, be able to hang on like that, oh man, I will take it. Sometimes you just need things to go your way, and today they did, and I'm thankful for it.
The opportunity opened up and you were able to seize it. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. No one likes ifs and buts, and just able to clinch it. Yeah. Any thoughts?
Right.
On, obviously, on break for a bit for Christmas season. Round 4, I think, is at
Hockenheim, I believe.
Hockenheim.
I believe that's the case. Man, I'm not even thinking about that right now. I'm just going to enjoy this Christmas break. I've got a lot of change and a lot of things coming next year. Just going to enjoy it as much as I can. Really, this time off. Enjoy a little bit of time away from sim racing. I'm looking forward to what's out there in the future, but we'll see. My mind isn't necessarily on next race. It wasn't even necessarily, my mind was on this race either, because I just had a bunch of things going on. And remember the last time I had something big like that going on was when I did a race back in F121, and Suzuka as well, actually, is another league that a lot of very quick drivers didn't necessarily think I'd be fighting for a win. I had to go take it to an esports driver, F1 esports driver, that as well, and Lenny is certainly capable enough to do that in the F1 games, so funny how life can be sometimes in its patterns and whatnot, but good things came from it last time back in 21. I think they'll come back to me as well here. I'm just losing my words a bit, apologies, but good things will come from that, and we'll see what happens in 3 weeks time for Hockenheim.
No, it's great to hear from you. Yeah. Hopefully we see you the next round. That's on the win here in Suzuka. Good more wins to come later.
Thank you very much. Congrats to Letty as well. Like I said, he had the pace to win this race easily. He just had a little bit more fun coming his way back through the field, and he nearly got there in the end. And well done to Thomas as well. He didn't feel like he was going to do very well, and he did a very good job today. So well done. Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, as we on to P2, we'll move on. Oh. Hello?
Yo, hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Lenny. How you doing?
Fine, and you?
Yep. I'll see. Congrats on P2. Congrats on the podium. Close call at the end there. You were finding your way back up the grid after you said that mistake in qual. Just a great comeback race from you. Obviously, just barely off. P1 could win this race. How are you feeling after a pretty intense race of constant pushing?
Yeah, pretty intense. Starting with last after this little mistake in qualifying. Just to explain it quickly, I'm using brake warming for the out laps, and I just forgot to disable it before starting the lap. So when it went to turn 1, I went straight onto turn 1, and then I just got stuck in the grass. So I couldn't back to pit. So I just had to hitch up and back to pit. That was qualifying done, and then starting last.
That's really a shame, yeah. Brake magic, or whatever. Didn't forget to look it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still a very good race for you, though. Definitely have the pace to win that just with the extra lap. Looking forward to the Christmas break or this next round at Hockenheim.
Yeah, for sure. Just a little break before Hockenheim. I don't know when it is. I think it is like in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
Yeah, like 3 weeks. January 10th.
Yeah, just taking a little break and just trying to get back stronger on Hockenheim.
It's great to hear. Just any thoughts on Hockenheim? Like the start good? Think it'll be a strong track for you?
Well, it's been a while since I last drove Hockenheim, so yeah, no clue. But it is a track that I like, so we'll see.
All right, yeah. Well, enjoy your Christmas break, and hopefully we'll see you here at round 4 at Hockenheim.
Thank you.
Thomas Barry for COG Racing. Oh.
You?
Thomas E3. Good race from you. Bit of battling in there. How do you think you did? Obviously, a bit of maybe a lonely race. Still.
I mean, I haven't done good, I haven't done bad, so I don't know, I just kept it on the black stuff for the most part of it. Which was probably the most important considering how the race gone. But yeah, I mean, the quality was alright for once. I had a good quality lap, or at least a decent. And just I benefited from Nico and Danilo
Both having a jump
with
start
the things on the start, and yeah.
Yeah, both of them getting a jump start, allowing you to get onto the podium. Good on you again, another podium.
I mean, that's the first of the season.
Where's the season?
It's the first points of the season, if you want. Yeah, I didn't have it in Melbourne, and I wasn't there in Bahrain, so yeah, that's the first points of the season. If you want, before this race, I've done like 6 or 7 laps of racing laps this season, and not much more.
Well, thanks for your first points. It's at least, thankfully, it's a podium. A good way to start your points collection this season, but hopefully more to come, and you'll be able to close that gap later in the season. Points. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 3 attempts to gain, and maybe we could be there, but it's difficult.
We'll get him back. Any thoughts on Hockenheim or the Christmas break coming up? So how you
I mean, I think I should be there for Hockenheim, I think. But yeah, I mean, Hockenheim is a decent track. I always struggle on this track on AC for whatever reason with the mod that we're using, so I don't know. The last F1 races I've done there, I finished either in the air or just DNF'd in the pit lane, so yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully you don't DNF the pit lane if you're at Hockenheim this time. Out on the 10th. But confident you think you have good pace?
Yeah, we'll see. I guess.
I get to take a bit of a break too, so nice to.
Yeah, some time. I mean, there's 3 weeks, so yeah. I don't think I'll practice that much anyways.
You'll still win with that a bit. Someone will die in the curves a turn when Hockenheim. All right, I'll let you go. Enjoy your break for the holiday.
Thank you. See ya.
Lastly, last but not least, but vertical racing.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, what's up, Daniel? 6 on the road. Obviously, you had that incident at the start. Was that a drive-through?
Yeah, it was a drive-through.
Drive-through at the start. Race not ended before it started, but definitely became a much more harder race to get through after that. But P6 on the road at the end of it, ahead of Nico. But just explain your race, how it went.
Yeah, so I don't know, qualifying was good. I appreciate Cody for giving me a little bit of slipstream there on my lap. I think we would have had P2 anyway with the lap, but that helped out a lot, have a bit more of a cushion. Was really happy with qualifying, considering I felt like I was struggling a lot, put it together when it mattered. And then at the start, typically with this car, you hold the brakes as if you're going to do a first gear start, you hold the brakes so that the car doesn't inch forward and give you a drive through. Did that, then once you upshift to first, you can let go of the brakes and be fine, but the car kept rolling down the hill, so it just kept rolling even after I was already in first gear, clutch and everything, and they gave me a drive through. The same thing happened to Nico. Something that really needs to be addressed and fixed with the car. No one should be having to hold the brake on a start consistently or going into neutral. That shouldn't really be like that in my opinion, but yeah, it is what it is. And then from there, I lost a spot in the start, and at that point, I was just trying to make sure I got to the pits and made a couple mistakes exiting. Had to hit some traffic, but after like the first 6 laps or so, I had pretty good pace, figured things out, got into a rhythm, had a really good C3 stint. I think we were one of the fastest cars on the long run there. Then C2s did pretty good still. I think I didn't have much practice on the C2, so my pace wasn't fully optimized, but I think it was still really solid pace even at the end of the run. So to be within 2 seconds of P5 and maybe within 5 or 6 seconds of P4 is really good. I'll take it. So I think it was a good recovery. Just sucks that it happened the way it did. I think we could have easily had a podium and maybe fight for the win potentially. But it's part of it. So I've learned that now. Hopefully that won't happen again, and just build off of it, because I think the pace we show was very promising. So hopefully I can keep that up for the next few races.
The next race is also, we have a bit of a the holiday break, Christmas, the holiday break, and then we have Hockenheim on the 10th. So, and
I think it's a really good track. I think it's great for overtaking, passing. Good racing product. The back straightaway, I think is really nice. Even afterwards, there's a lot of overtaking points, switchback points. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how it'll drive on the 25 car, but I can imagine it'll probably drive really nice. Would love to continue the rebound after a horrible first 2 races, and even after a rough race tonight, get some podiums and try to fight for wins, and hopefully we can really start doing that at Hockenheim. That would be really nice. So hopefully things go our way there.
yeah, finally some points on the board, and hopefully, definitely have a pace. I hope I'm podium.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time out, I'm talking. Thanks for today. Just want to thank everyone for watching today's stream, watching round 3 here. Earlier, next race going to be Hockenheim on the 10th. As for break, a holiday break, just for this next year in 2026. Continue at Hockenheim after that Jeddah. So Hockenheim and Jeddah coming up for that. So we'll see how the drivers can do very fast flowing circuits. But again, all of you watch today and all the people who participate, enjoy your holiday, enjoy your break. Love to see the new year, another year. Goodbye.
And it's go, away they go, the front of the field. That's, oh my goodness, and Tim Omlu goes over a tenth of a second fast.